Hey everybody, welcome back to another Flea Market Finds episode. This is a pick from Craigslist. This is actually an individual that I had bought from several years ago, and he had some more stuff, so I ended up reaching out to him, stopping by. I actually asked for a couple of items specifically that he had prices on the Craigslist ad, and said, I mentioned that I noticed he had them up for a while, so I decided to make offers on those, and he accepted those offers. But then while I was there, I went through everything else he had, and I bought $185 worth of stuff here. So let's see how I made out. So the two items in particular that I zeroed in on were this little Starrett scale set. This is the S423 scale set. So these are little miniature scales that you actually could hold in this holder, and they're in this nice little vinyl pouch. And he'd been asking $25 for this for a while, so I decided to offer him $20 for it, and he was fine with that. I won't make a ton on this, but it wasn't like it was out of my way. I was on my way back from another pick. The other item was this. He'd had $75 on this for quite a while, and this is a Starrett die maker square. This is the number 453. And this is a somewhat rare item. And I ended up paying $60 for this. Mainly because I already have one of these now in my collection. But I had somebody here who really, really wanted to buy mine. And I didn't want to sell it because it was the only one I had. And I remembered about this one. So I decided to reach out and see if he would want to sell this one. I'll probably end up selling this for $75. And so not much profit there, but helps my potential buyer add something he really wants in his collection. And what's nice about this is that it's complete. Sometimes you'll find just the square alone, or sometimes you'll find it with a couple of these components, but this one has all of the extra parts that go with it. In fact, why are there two of these in there? Well, ain't that a kick in the head? That's a bonus I didn't expect. He's got two of the regular blades in there, of the small blades. All right, we'll have to check and see if I don't think I'm missing that blade in mine, but it should have the offset blade like this one blade, this bevel blade, and then that one blade there. Boy, talk about a lucky dog. This is my 453 that I didn't want to sell. And guess what? Guess what I'm missing? The same blade that there's an extra one of in here. Now, I got this quite a while ago. I wonder whether or not I got this from that guy. What are the odds, right? So looking at it, it looks like this is much cleaner. So I guess I'll keep this one now in my collection and sell this one. This is a surface finish, kind of like a gauge. Basically, this is to compare surface finish on an item and give you a reference so that when you're finishing a product, you can finish it to the same level of finish. All the way down from something where you really almost have to lap it to get it that smooth, all the way up to something as rough as, say, something like this, which could be done on the milling machine. So I've had one similar to this before that were more like these, which I'll get to in a moment. But this one's kind of neat because it's all in this little case. I might end up actually keeping this one and selling the one I have. I don't know. This is made by Save Way of Detroit. Actually, I think I may have had the other style made by the same company. And then he had these two right here, $3 for the pair. And this is basically the same thing. This is branded GE. He had $3 on each one, but by his own admission, these were actually two different grades on here, so these should go as a pair, so he ended up taking the $3 for the pair. I think I ended up giving 10 for this. Yeah, he had 15 on it. I think I ended up giving 10 for it. He had this neat Lixie hammer. I already have one of these. This is only the second one of these I've ever seen in brass. This one's fairly beat. I think he had $5 on it. I think I ended up getting it for like 3 or 5. He had several deburring tools there. I put together all the... He had a couple that were all missing the back caps, which keep the extra bits inside. This one's got extra bits in it. This one doesn't. This one's got this style of deburr for holes. These both are telescopic. This is a Vargas, and this is a Chaviv by Vargas. He had 5 each on these. I think I ended up getting these 2 and this, which is a collet wrench, for $10. So for those of you who don't know, this is a 5C collet, and what this collet wrench does is these blades line up perfectly with this so that you can hold this when you're tightening a collet into like a fixture. He had these 2 Huat, whatever branded boxes. They're really nice and clean. They're empty. They look brand new. So this one is for metric drill bits. Actually, this is a tap and drill index. So this is meant to have a tap right next to its matching drill. He had $3 on this one, and then this one here is a tap and drill index also, fractional. $3 on this one here. So I got 2 of these for $5 for the pair, and I'll probably be able to fill these at some point, and they'll be handy to have. Don't even know if I'm going to keep those or sell those. Then he had this 16C collet stop set. I do not have any 16C collets at all, so I have absolutely no use for this set. But I thought $15 seemed like a really good deal on this, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, that normally these collet stops for these big 16C collets are pretty pricey. This is probably an import. I don't really see any markings on it. So you get a couple of set screws here so you can remove this and change it to different sizes, apparently, that are in here. And then there are, well, that's interesting. We got 2 more threaded rods that probably fit this nut, fit this collet stop. All right, coming down to the end here, we got, he had this box of collet stops for $20, and then he also had this box of collet stops, and then a few other little items in here that I actually just threw in this box that don't belong in here. We'll get to them in a moment. So you had $10 on this collet stop with these little attachments to go with it, and then like I said, 20 on this, which there's quite a few collet stop nuts in here and some various pieces to go with them, so not bad. I don't remember exactly what I ended up. I cut a deal on these all together. I think it was the big collet stop that we just showed, and all of this for one money. Same thing with these punches. I pretty much took, I think, everything he had for punches that looked fairly new for one money. He had $5 on this little set, $5 on this little bag of 3 Starretts, $5 on this little bag of 3 Starretts, 10 on this little bag of these square shanked Starrett ones, but it looks like it might be even a complete set, kind of neat. And then these, I don't remember, these are used, but I don't remember if they're Starretts or, so that's a 3/8 no name, but they're straight, and they're not, you know, the tips of them are actually in pretty decent shape. There are a couple of these are a little, that one right there is a little well bashed, but other than that, they're fine. Then he had these thread chasers, and he had no idea what these were supposed to go in. These are 1/2" national pipe thread, E-sized. It's a complete set. And then these here are also 1/2 inch National Pipe Thread. These look like they might be brand new. And again, same company. He didn't know what these went to, so he said, well, I'll tell you what, if you can use them, you can have the pair for $5. So I took a chance on those for $5. And then I think because there were a couple items that weren't evenly rounded up or whatever, I just kind of grabbed a couple of things here and there that he had. He had this with some scales, but he didn't have a matching scale to go with this. But this is a 59-degree drill point gauge that would go on a scale, and this is a 955, which I think is a Starrett. Oh, that's interesting. The Starrett is a 22C, so this is not a Starrett. It just says catalog number 955, 59-degree drill point. If that's brown and sharp, or maybe some other company altogether. Yeah, well, I haven't been able to figure out who the heck makes this thing, but the good news is it fits on a standard Starrett 6-inch scale, so that's how I'll sell it. Unknown drill gauge with Starrett scale. This little boring bar, this little cutoff bar, boring bar with an insert, and then these two little guys right here, which are actually, these are attachments for your caliper jaws. So you want to use your caliper jaws to take measurements between two holes. You can put these on. I think I have a pair of these, and honestly, I think the pair that I have now, I bought from him last time I saw him several years ago. And he had one other item I had never seen before, which I thought was kind of cool, and I'm probably going to end up keeping for myself. And that is this doohickey right here. So this has a label on it, the Precise Machine Company of La Luz, New Mexico. Or La Luz? I don't know. Anyways, I think I've heard of this company. I think I may have come across a couple of their items. It has almost an SPI look to it with the, the two-tone coloring and everything. But I was like, okay, I'll bite. What the heck is it? I think you had $10 on this. And what it is it is a parallel holder. And the way it works is, you know how when you're using parallels in your vise, and when you open the vise back up, sometimes they fall over on you? Yeah, he's got the $10 sticker on there. Anyways, well, a lot of guys come up with different ways to deal with that. Some guys put a dab of grease on there so that kind of sticks to the jaw. Other guys actually will put a magnet in the, they'll actually make a recessed hole in the jaw of the vise and put a small magnet in there so that the parallels will stick to the magnet. The problem with that is that the swarf also sticks to the magnet. Chances are this company is no longer making them, or they're out of business or whatever, but it seems like a simple enough device that you could make yourself, that you basically got a tube here that telescopes inside of another tube here. It's an interesting design now that I look at it. I thought maybe there was a compression spring inside here, but I actually think there's a tension spring inside this part here that is anchored to these caps on the end. Because I can see in this slot right here, I can see a place where it looks like the other end of that spring is attached to. So anyways, you get the gist of it, right? You got two outer tubes attached to this jaw, and the two inner tubes anchored to this jaw on the other end, and it's spring loaded, okay? So let's pretend that this is my milling machine vise, my Curt 6-inch, because I don't want to do this over on the machine. I want to do it right here on the bench. I don't need to explain myself to you. Put the parallels in the vise like so, and then drop in this thing like so. All right, so now you can see I tighten down on whatever I want to tighten down on, you know, loosen up, and my parallels do not want to fall over. They're being held in by the tension of this device. So I think it's kind of neat. We'll see. If it starts getting in my way and annoying me, then I'll get rid of it. So there you go. Go to work, guys. Make yourself one of these. Well, I took a chance that this might be called a parallel keeper, and bingo, found it on eBay. So this seller is selling one that they're just describing it as made in the USA, but they're not telling you the manufacturer, but they're giving a manufacturer's part number of PS6900. And they've sold one, and they have 9 available, and they're charging $98.06 with free shipping for this thing. Edge Technology, which is a company that makes several different little doohickeys, like I have a, what do you call it? I have an alignment bar for aligning your tailstock on your lathe, made by Edge Technology, I believe. And I think Edge Technology also makes the interesting tramming device for tramming your head that has 2 dial indicators on it. You guys have probably seen that thing. It's a T-shaped thing that goes in the spindle of your milling machine and gives you 2 dial indicators, and you can swivel the whole thing around to tram a head. They have them for $49.99. So by Googling that part number of PS6900, I was able to find it's in the Pen Tool catalog. They also are not telling you who the manufacturer is, but they are charging $96.14 for it. So depending on if they're charging shipping, they probably charge shipping, so it's probably cheaper on eBay. They have the Edge Technology one for $69.95, so that's more than on eBay. And they also have the Kurt Manufacturing Work Holding Solutions parallel keeper, which is called the KPS 6000 for $89.95. But they're all virtually the same thing. And that PS 6900 part number that I just came up with also is in the MSC catalog as a made in the USA 6-inch max opening parallel keeper, and they're $139.99. KBC has it in their catalog for $71. Still not saying who they're made by. Big secret, apparently. Oh, there we go. The West Tool Products website gave it away. There it is. Parallel separator, spring-loaded parallel keeper, made in the USA. But then they have a part number of APR PS6900 and brand Automatic Products. So it's a manufacturer called Automatic Products here in the U.S. that is making them. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Did I tell you enough about this thing or what? Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. Please consider sharing the video and subscribing if you're not already a subscriber. Until next time, take care.